Hello, my name is Ann McFetridge and I'm with the Promega Corporation. I am so excited to sit down this morning and talk to Nidhi Sheth, who's one of our student ambassadors. I've been waiting all week to do this.
Me
This
too.
is just fabulous. So thank you for taking the time out. I know it's a crazy busy conference, but I'm so happy that you took the time out to talk with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity as well. And it is such a
Absolutely.
pleasure. Thanks.
Absolutely. So what are you thinking of the conference so far?
It has been really amazing. I got a chance to present yesterday and talk with people about my work, which was really nice. And I got a good response and met a lot of interesting people who are interested in the work I do. So,
Of course.
amen.
Of course.
It was good.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about it? Yesterday I was on booth duty the whole day, so I did not get a chance to get over and talk to you at all and read your poster. So tell me about it, please.
Yes, absolutely. So my work basically encompasses deconvoluting bulk mixture samples and the front end of processing. So we are trying to develop a single cell forensically relevant pipeline. So even before the mixture samples goes for extraction, amplification to determine who the person who contributed for the sample, we deconvolute that mixture sample into single cells. So we could separate epithelial cells, sperm cells, and white blood cells, which are usually encountered at a crime scene, and try to get a human profile, like a profile from that single cell. So that's what my PhD is all about. And also experimentally, that's what I'm working on. And also under the guidance of my PI, Dr. Catherine Gergichek, and our collaborators, we're also trying to use statistical tools for interpretation as well for single cell. So fingers crossed.
Oh, that
it's all in the
sounds
woodworks.
amazing.
Thank you.
I think about where we were 20 years ago with the technology and where we are now today. You're talking about a single cell. I mean,
Yes.
that's just blows my mind.
Absolutely.
That's just amazing.
And it was also a very new concept for me when I started working in PhD and when I started working under Dr. Catherine Gergichek, as to the amount of information that a single cell withholds. Just blew my mind. So I'm just trying to get an in-depth knowledge and just try to help in whatever way possible.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So I always say that forensics is the coolest field out there, but what drove you to pursue studying forensics?
So there are multiple factors. My biggest inspiration was actually my grandfather. He was a criminal lawyer back in India, where I'm from. My mother is also a lawyer, and a lot of people in my mom's side were lawyers. And the most important thing that actually drives me to work in forensic is that we know that there is someone out there who's looking for answers and justice. So that actually just keeps me up and makes me work in the field to do my part to provide justice for the voiceless and people who have been a victim of abuse in their lifetime. So in whichever possible way I could, through the single cell pipeline, or even working as a DNA analyst, that's all I hope for.
Oh, that's terrific. So, speaking of working as a DNA analyst, is that what you're hoping to pursue when you're finished? Do you want to work in the lab? Do you want to do research?
I do wish to work in the lab at least for a couple of years after I graduate. And then I do plan to get an MBA as well after working in the field for some time, because my ultimate goal is to run a lab or become a director in a lab someday. And it's not necessary to get an MBA, but depending on how time falls, it would be good to get that knowledge as to how to manage people and do organizational work in an organization. So hopefully that's the aim, but it's all building up, and it changes with time.
I can totally see you doing it.
Oh, thank
absolutely.
you.
And I do agree that thinking about those things now, right, when you're younger and you have the energy, because when you're my age, holy cow, man, the thought of pursuing an MBA is just not happening. So, but you do need that coursework, the bonding with fellow students and understanding their job journeys and so forth. All of that is really one of the best parts of an MBA program, and you can take those lessons with you and apply them just about anywhere. So, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
I love it. So, who inspires you the most?
Uh, Again, I'm sorry, it sounds cliched, but it's not just one person that I look for in the field. It's, again, just knowing that people need justice. And that's my inspiration, and that's always been my inspiration. And I am from India, like I mentioned, and I read this article a couple of years ago in 2017 that every 15 minutes a woman gets raped. So I have that hung in my house, and whenever I walk out, I read that post every single day. So I think I'm just working towards that, and in whichever way possible, either to reduce the crime or to come up with a technique to catch the perpetrators. That's all, and just keeping it simple that way.
Wow, I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
I mean, it really is appalling when you read those statistics and you think about the impact that has on the woman, right, as she tries to survive that type of thing. So to be able to catch a serial rapist before he's, on to victim number 5, 6, and 7, maybe get him after the first one, right? That is amazing work. And I know a lot of the professionals who are working in our field are really striving to do that. They're trying to prevent tomorrow's crime. And they think about that with the work that they do. Because let's be honest, you're not going to get rich being a forensic scientist, right? So if you're motivated by money, this is probably not the field to go into. But I think if you have been raised, as it sounds like you have, to believe in justice and equality and fairness and ensuring that people are included and have an opportunity to succeed, this is a great field to go into, especially for women, right? I am always amazed, having come from the life sciences myself. I actually did tracheotomies on guinea pigs for my first job after college. Yay me! To see where I am now. Oh, it was, it was. But it was important as my research, so I don't regret it. But it was certainly different from what I'm experiencing here. But it was a man's world back then, right? Yeah. And now I walk around this room in this exhibit hall and in the general session room, and I'm so wowed by the number of women who are pursuing this career. And I think, amen, right? About damn time. And I'm so excited to see women like you who are passionate about the work and who will continue the work of C.C. Krauss and Julie Sikorsky and Mecki Prince, right? All of these folks who were pioneers and have really done so much for the field and are very well respected. So I have a feeling that we will be interviewing you 20 years from now, maybe not me, because I hope to be on a beach somewhere, but that, and you'll be a premier leader in the field.
Thank you.
It's
because of their work that we are here, and it's because of what they believe in. And as a society as a whole, it's not always just one person who's working towards it, I believe.
Yes.
Like we are all, like even for disaster management, Mark Desire talked about 9/11. It was not just one person. Like everybody knocked at their door and helped them out.
Exactly.
So forensic is not only about sexual assault or homicides. It's about anything giving back to the community and providing justice.
Right. And that's one thing that I also really love about this field is how collaborative it is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you came here to ISHI, right, and you've shared your work and so forth, have you talked to John Butler yet?
I'm summoning up the courage to speak with him, but today...
he's a delightful man.
Yeah, it's on my to-do list to speak with him.
Excellent.
But he's so noble, and he moves around like he's just so nice and so knowledgeable. Like it's a book of knowledge walking around.
Absolutely. Yeah, we like to joke that he's the Tom Hanks of the forensics field because he's such a nice guy, but he's so good at what he does, right?
Yeah.
It fits.
Absolutely, when I think about it, yes.
Yeah, it fits. So I want to switch gears now, and now I'm going to throw you some getting to know you better questions, right? These are questions that I like to, talk to my son about. I have a 20-year-old son, so hopefully they won't be too cheeseball for you. So the first one is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
If I ever had a superpower, I would like to have it a good eye for detail and observational skills, because it is so necessary when we are working with DNA samples or like doing mixture analysis. And also like when you go to a crime scene, as stupid as it sounds, I would want to be Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's so cool. That's
you.
Excellent. Yeah, his powers of deduction,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And observational skills, the way he looks
Exactly.
at things and just knows what it is.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
terrific. So if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, historical figure, someone in your family, who would it be and why?
If I were given a chance to meet with and have a dinner, it would be the Dalai Lama. He has been on my list to meet since a very, very long time. And the knowledge he has about and finding the balance of this elusive modern equilibrium, and to just break it down in simple terms and understanding as to, and gaining, like, attending peace with minimalistic thinking and not combining it with religion, just basic principles, and making peace with yourself. And that's just incredible. And one of the most amazing things, to my recollection, he said once that someone asked him a question and he did not know the answer to that question. And in front of an august audience, he said, "I do not know the answer." And coming that from him, of not knowing an answer, for me was such a big thing and an awakening moment, that if I don't know something, I have to accept it, that I don't know it.
Yes.
So I just want to sit with him and see as to where it's all stemming from, and if he could help me.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's great. That's
Yeah.
a terrific answer.
Sorry, such a long answer.
Oh, it was a great answer. Don't you worry. So you're obviously very passionate about forensics, but if you had chosen a different career, if forensics wasn't the thing, what would it have been?
I would actually teach dance, and I do dance. I am a trained classical dancer, but I would definitely would have taken up that as a profession and would have just taught dance to kids and whoever. Yeah,
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank
That's
you.
lovely. Oh,
It's
I love
completely
that.
opposite of what I do, but that's why I have this hand gestures when I'm talking.
Oh, I do it as well,
Yeah,
so clearly,
but
yeah,
dancing
it's a
would be
thing.
something that I would pursue.
I love that. Yeah, it's very different, right? So science is very focused and paying attention to detail, and dancing is all about grace and falling in love with the music and moving to that. So they're very on opposite ends of the scale. So
Yes.
I'm really fascinated by those answers.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's terrific. So if you had to pick 3 words to describe yourself, what would they be?
So I am tenacious. I do not give up, and I am loyal to my work. So
Excellent.
yeah, I think
That's
that's
2. That's 2.
That's too hardworking.
All right, perfect. That works. Yes, that works. What do you like to do when you're not in the lab or working on writing your papers up? And I assume you teach a class too as part of your graduate studies?
Yes, so I did that in my first 2 years of my graduate study during my in my PhD program. But other than that, I do try to do a lot of things. I go for kickboxing. I do dance, and I also am a part of a podcast called Beyond the Yellow Tape. So it's me and my other colleague Julianne. We try to break it down, like the big topics in forensic in layman terms, just to inspire kids or anyone who would like to join and be a part of forensic someday.
Oh my God.
So I do all of that.
I'm just
on the
blown
side.
away. I am
Thank
so
you.
impressed. It's just mind-boggling. And it's a perfect segue to my last question for you, right? So you're just moving into this field, right? Hopefully there's going to be some younger students who come across this video who watch it, folks who are thinking about it. But if you could give advice to any young person who's thinking about going into the sciences, even if it's not forensic sciences, what would that advice be?
If you really are curious, if you have a passion or you are a curious person, science is definitely a wonderful field to be in because it's all about the questions that you ask. And also, when your professors teach you in your undergrad, please pay attention. Don't keep it to the point knowledge. Like actually sit and understand what they are doing, and you'll go a long way. I have made those mistakes. I hope that people don't make it.
That's terrific.
And we are all here to help them if anybody have any questions.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
All right, I did fib. I have one more question.
Okay.
I know that you are interviewing Mark Desire later
Yes.
this morning, right?
Yes.
He's such a wonderful human being, and talking with him, I truly enjoyed his keynote and his candor that he shared. Tell me what question you're going to ask him first.
So yes, I have a million questions planned for him, but I actually just want to know as to how he carved his path to where he is now, considering he worked with the United States Army as a biological warfare developer to he was a mayor, then as an assistant director of CME, teaches at Rutgers in their criminal justice program, and also now is a part of the Missing and Exploited Children organization hired by the United States Higher Commission. So how does he do it? And like, what is his motivation to be who he is now and like just helping? So yeah, I think that's the main question I want to ask him.
That's a darn fine question to ask, and I think it's really apropos for this field, right?
Yeah.
Because as we talked, you have to have that dedication. You have to explore those opportunities that come through, and I think that desire to help and improve people's lives. I mean, that's why I went into science, and I just feel so fortunate to be in this field in particular. So thank you so much for talking with me
Thank
today.
you.
I know that Tara, because she's younger than us, she will be interviewing you in 20 years, and you will be a lab director, and you will be talking about some significant discovery that you've just presented at ISHI 52.
Thank you. It was very kind of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. So thank you so much.
Such a pleasure. Thank you for this opportunity once again.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you.